Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the very first call for your City Cup Challenge for the month of September. Myself, Sufyan, and I work with an organization called Makers Box Innovations Private Limited. We have an entire team of educators, engineers, and content designers, curriculum providers who basically work together to generate and work towards inspiring the next generation so that they can become leaders in the future. So from my team, we have Harpreet ma'am over here. Harpreet ma'am is one of the founders for Makers Box. Aditya is joining us from Goa. Tripti, most of you have already met Tripti. Tripti takes care of our Delhi facility. And I am here. I also take care of one of the facilities in Delhi, and I'm also the lead instructor for the organization. So MakersBox was incepted back in 2015 when we were trying to develop some hardware, and we wanted to give a space to people who basically want to develop hardware solutions, right? Because everybody was working on IT projects, everybody was developing apps, but there was no space for everyone to join in and develop their hardware. But over the years, we realized that the education system in India needs to be revamped. It needs to be, made a little bit more interesting with the help of all these technologies that are available in the market. So that's why we came into the field of education. And now we are one of the leaders and pioneers in the field of STEM education and makerspace education. So to brief you about the City Cup Challenge, how it started and how we, came about and launched it for an entire year-run program. I'll hand it over to Aditya, and Aditya will tell you more about the City Cup Challenge.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Sufyanji. So, hi everyone. As Sufyan said, welcome to the first call for the City Cup Challenge. So, what is City Cup Challenge? It's a monthly theme-based challenge that will deal with real-world issues faced by people from all sorts of backgrounds. And this month we are focusing on the problem of trash, which plagues almost every Indian city and is visible in a lot of forms and varieties, right from people littering to illegal garbage dumps to huge landfills and all the pollution that we see in the city, right? So, as we grow and develop and we consume more and more, the problem of trash is only going to go on increasing. So, it's very relevant that we try and deal with this problem and address it at every stage, right? So, we are going to try and come up with solutions for this multifaceted and very relevant problem. And we will have the help from our wonderful mentors to do that. And having spoken about the problem, what will you guys gain as participants in this challenge, right? So, firstly, you will get to be a part of an action oriented discussion, which just doesn't stop at talking, but goes all the way to developing solutions to real problems. You will get to talk and interact with all these wonderful participants and share your ideas. You will also get to learn a lot from our mentors who come with a diverse set of skills. Lastly, but you will also develop your solutions to this very relevant problem and take it further, maybe develop businesses out of your solutions or help organizations, help other businesses, help people in general. So with that being said, I would like to ask Ms. Etosha, who comes from Waste Warriors, an organization that deals with the problem of trash, to speak a little and tell us about her work.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me out here to talk. My name is Etosha. I work for Waste Warriors, an organization working for waste management of Dharamshala, Dehradun and Corbett. And a very happy Saturday morning to all of you. To tell you about what work we are doing in Waste Warriors. Can I share the screen? I'll just like you guys to go through a small photo story probably. It will be like you'll get a better picture of the what work we are doing out here. Sure. Thank you so much. So Waste Warriors. This is we started the Waste Warriors organization was started by Jodie Underhill. She was a British lady who came to our country as a traveler, and then she was really messed up with the garbage situation that was happening in the Himalayas, and she just took out her gloves and litter grabbers and started picking up waste, gathered volunteers, and that's how the story of Waste Warriors began. So it started in 2009 as Mountain Cleaners, and then in 2012 we became the Waste Warriors, and since then the entire organization has been working in different locations of Dharamshala, Dehradun and Corbett, Dehradun being our head office. Apart from that, now since the time Jody started with doing the cleanups, organizing, gathering volunteers and doing, especially the Triune Trail and the Indrahar Pass, one of the major places of Dharamshala, we started expanding our work more. And we started focusing on various aspects of waste management, not only cleanup drives, but also waste collection services. We started doing a lot of awareness raising campaigns, a lot of community engagement, which right now plays one of the major part of our work in Dharamshala specifically. The local advocacy, which is very important because we need to have the government by our side to do any kind of work. We also have 10 green workers who were informal rack pickers at one given point of time. Then we gave them a livelihood, and now when they're going and collecting waste from any household, any place, or the work that they are doing, they are not called as rack pickers, they're called as green workers, and which is a very important aspect of our work, because the upliftment of the workers who are actually the frontline people who are taking care of the waste that we are generating is very important. So this is something that we really focus on. The Dharamshala project has been funded by the HDFC Foundation since 2017, and since then, and that's how we are, sustaining all our work. So it's been a great support by the funders out here. So these are the basic aspects of where we work. We do a cleanup drives, we do door-to-door collection of waste, we do community awareness initiatives, we do a lot of public place transformations. I'll show you some photographs in the coming slides. I'll keep my presentation very short. My problem is I keep on talking a lot about when it comes to Waste Warriors. So just cut me down if I'm taking too much time. Okay. So education is one of the major aspects that we work on in Dharamshala. There are schools out here, advocacy, and we're trying to expand. So like the City Cap challenge today, like it's about trash. So to keep the focus out here, I'd like to tell you a little story about the Triune, what happened, what has been happening in the entire Triune trail. So Triune is a trail. I'm not sure how many of you have been to Dharamshala, but whoever comes to Dharamshala generally goes and visits the Triune top, which is a very famous place at the juncture of the Dhauladhar Mountains on one side and the Kangra Valley on the other side. It's a beautiful place. So it's a very famous place for the local tourists to come here, especially the weekend dwellers. So the hike to the Triune has become one of the most famous things in Dharamshala right now. So this is the top of the Triune where the camping majorly happens. This is the camping ground. It's a very beautiful place. The entire trail is wonderful. It's a trail through the rhododendron forest, and then you get a lot of snow during the winters. But the sad part is, this is what happens when the camping during the peak season, when the camping is like overflowing. The entire ecosystem is so burdened with so many things, like people, the footfall is so high during the peak season that it cannot take the entire this is just such a small campsite. You can see out here that it cannot take so much of a burden. So the result, this was in 2018. This is the checkpoint from where the Triune Trail begins. So you can see what happens. Like this is it's hilarious to me, actually. Like, I don't know what is wrong with people. So, but this is what happens during the peak season, and this is a mess. So because of the overflowing crowd, because of the overflowing tourists there, and because of no structure, no proper infrastructure provided to them, this is what comes down to, like, and this is so bad. This is absolutely not really acceptable at all. So Waste Warriors have been cleaning up this Triune Trail and the campsite for the last 10 years now. and they have been doing it every week. Every week we have been going, gathering volunteers. We have been going to the top of the Triune, staying there a night. The next day we will be cleaning up the entire campsite, and we'll be bringing back all the waste that is collected there. Sometimes it's so heavy with glass bottles and stuff, we cannot even bring them back. So that's why we had to hire mules, and they will be bringing back all the trash from the top to the top down. And while coming down, the volunteers would clean up the entire trail, and you won't believe that it's such a mess during the peak season. This was one of the highest cleanups that we have done. Like it was 197 sacks of waste were were collected only in April 2019. So we pushed the forest department a lot to take some kind of initiative, some kind of capping has to be done, and then finally in 2018 they started capping the number of tourists that are coming to the trail. They started confiscating the alcohol bottles. The problem was not the people going up there and doing a party, but the problem was people leaving the bottles behind or breaking the glasses. So that was becoming a mess out there, and that's why they started confiscating the alcohol totally from the trail, and all the alternate trails were banned. So this was the journey of the Triune Trail from 2010 to 2019, when the camping was finally banned in 2019. So even with the forest department regulations, even with so many signboards and so many, Waste Warriors has signboards and anti-littering information all throughout the trail, but still nothing was really working out. So finally the camping just got banned. So since 2019, the state government just orders the ban of the camping. Until now, people can go hike to the top of the Triune and just come back. They cannot go and camp there anymore. I was just with a meeting in the forest department just half an hour back, and where there's the travel agents are actually requesting to start the camping again because that was their only livelihood. But then the forest department is like totally reluctant in doing that. On the face they said that's not going to happen. It's a high court order. So this should not be the scenario for any trail. Any place that is there in the Himalayas specifically, because the ecosystem is very vulnerable. It's a source of livelihood for so many people, not only the economic benefits, but also the natural resources that are there. So this definitely should not have been a scenario that is that should happen in any part. That's what I believe. So there are just basic precautions. If it is taken, then only the things can work out. So we have been trying to involve the communities a lot in different aspects. There have been a lot of college students, a lot of university students who have been joining hands with us. There have been a lot of communities who have been joining hands with us. We have been collaborating with the other organizations as well who are doing a similar work to help them out in the work that they are doing. It's finally the end goal is the same. So it's always good to have more people, even if they're from different organizations. It's always good to have a better team. The Bhagsunag waterfall, this is also cleanup that we have been doing for a very long period of time. We do a lot of community awareness initiatives with households as a part of our model walk. We do awareness raising with the transport department, the businesses, as a part of our Swachh Yatra program. So we have a lot of dustbins installed in the Upper Dharamshala. We try to install a lot of signboards. Public place transformation becomes because visual content always plays a very important role. If it's an art structure, if there's a painting, that is always very attractive. So we try to do that a lot. So this is some of the paintings and the structures that we have already we have done in the last few years. The care structure is one of my favorites. So the concept is like we have a similar structure like think, then care, and now the next one is coming up as change. So think, care, and change. So that's how we are trying to have an impact on the people, on the tourists coming out there. Then we are working a lot with the schools. We call the program as Swachhata Ki Pathshala. We enroll the schools of Dharamshala. We teach them about different aspects of waste management to the kids as how they can do it at their own level. So This is a very small concept that I'll explain very fast, but this is a very nice concept that we have introduced in schools in Dehradun and Dharamshala. So everybody has a gullak. We used to put our coins down in a gullak, and when it gets full, we break it and then we get money out of it. There's a similar concept where we call it the plastic gullak. So what we do is we have installed it in schools. We have identified eco clubs, and and the eco clubs, what they do is they monitor this plastic gullak, and all the kids, even if they're bringing plastics from their home, from the communities, from any place, what like chips packets or biscuit packets that they're bringing for tiffin, they put it in the plastic gullak, and when the gullak is full, Waste Warriors goes there and buys it at a very nominal cost, like 8 rupees per kg from the eco club, and the entire money goes to the eco club of the school, and that money is used for any kind of social work that they want to do. So this kind of enhances an entrepreneurial model in the kids, and they kind of they start looking to plastic as a value addition and not something that can be just thrown away and littered. So this helps a lot in understanding the value of the things that they think that it is just a waste. We try to do a lot of local advocacy, advocacy with the local authorities, because it won't work without the government help. That's something that we figured out here. So, and most importantly, all the government bodies that we work with has a component of waste management. So if we can inline with that, it helps us a lot in implementing and making all our programs more credible to the people who we are working with. So Himachal Tourism, the Smart City, the Pollution Control Board, the DC office, the Corporation office, the RTO office, any office you name, we have a collaboration somehow or the other, because they have a waste management component and we are working towards that. So that kind of has enhanced our work a lot, and it has been great actually. The collaboration has been very, very proactively helpful in Dharamshala specifically. So yeah, this is just a picture that we probably don't want to see and we try to ignore. I'll not take much more time. Just we'll finish it off out here. So the major thing that I want to say from the Waste Warriors end is, guys, start doing. There are a lot of aspects of managing your waste at your own level. The thing that people come up with all the time when I'm talking to any community member, any kind of association, कि government कुछ नहीं करती है, government कुछ नहीं करती है बोल के we cannot stop it there. There are a lot of small initiatives. Start composting at home. Start doing basic segregation at home. You can use all the stuff that is getting generated at home and just reuse that. I think you can see the balcony, the wardrobe just behind me. That's completely trash. That's made out of trash. Okay, so that was a billboard, a signboard, something that you use as a electric, for the beach. You have the tube lights and stuff, and then the flex on the top. So I just removed it and made it a shelf out of it. So there are a lot of things that you can figure out in the trash if you don't think it as trash, and that's how probably we are trying to make people understand more and more how we can utilize things more usefully. So yeah, I think I won't take more time. Guys, continue. This is a great initiative that you're doing. Thank you for calling me out here. It was really wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Itoshri. It was so nice to have you here and hear about your work. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences and to motivate us.
Yeah.
So moving forward to the challenge, now I'm going to request each team or individual to propose their idea. Each team will get 3 minutes to share how they would approach this problem. I will call participant by their name one by one. And for people who are participating as a team, their team member will come and propose their idea. So now may I request our first participant, Aditya Pratap Singh, to talk about the idea?
Yes, sure. So can I share my screen for the presentation?
Sure, Aditya, you can.
So first of all, good afternoon everyone. I am Aditya Pratap Singh, a student of grade 6 Prometheus School. As per the problem, I have created a solution where we'll be having 3 dustbins. The red one for the plastic, the blue one for the wet waste, and the green one for the dry waste. Now, To understand their structure and procedure, I made some videos. As you can see, there is a green dustbin near the road. This dustbin is not only a dustbin but a trash transformer. If you could see a pipe present which would help the trash to move to this mixer, there will be blades present in the mixer which will help the trash to cut down in small pieces. Now the trash will be transformed to another mixer where the fertilizer will be mixed to the trash and the solution will come out from the orange pipe. And now it is ready to be used for the plants. So the basic idea is to use the trash, the dry trash for the plants to make it like a khad. The fertilizer is mixed into it and used for or different things. Now the wet waste. Now I have a solution for the wet waste. It's almost the same as a dry waste solution. But over here a yellow mixer is also added which will heaten up or dry the wet waste, and the rest procedure is the same. So basically this idea is to dry up the wet waste and use this as the same way the dry waste is used. And finally, the plastic. For plastic, we have a special blue compressor which will compress all the plastic and make big cubes which will be almost the size of a football. Then we will be having trucks which will take these blocks to a factory where these plastic cubes will be transformed to different toys like building blocks, dominoes, Jenga, and etc. I hope you understand my design and my idea. So well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Aditya. We'll be having a question and answer session after everyone propose their idea. Okay. So now, may I request the next team, Ananya, Kavya, and Kavish, their team member, to come here and present the idea.
So we are going to be tackling the problem of trash in cities. So why is trash even harmful? Like why are we even lessening it in the first place? So it contributes to polluted rivers which are very harmful to animals and it helps in climate change because it releases this gas called methane which is very harmful to us humans and the environment. And animals, so sometimes we use a lot of products that we don't know have plastic in them, and plastic is present in the form of microbeads. So like the cosmetic items, some of our like stationery as well, they have microbeads in them which are very harmful to the environment, and once they like start building up it can really harm animals. And lack of knowledge, not every so a lot of people aren't even educated about why, like what is trash and why is it harmful. So like we see people littering the streets all the time in India, which is very sad. One of the main problem is that like the government, even though it does have a department which tackles trash, sometimes they don't know where the trash is present, and because they don't know, they just ignore it and move on with it. So our solution helps the government to know where the trash is so they can tackle that area. So we'll create like an app, so people it's where people can click pictures of the landfill and like upload it with like and like tag its location. So like this would inform the government and help tackle the problem.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you so much. Now, I would request Plaksha to come and share her idea.
So this is like so this is my design in which we can put in which we can so this is like we can put a gadget around every dog, and then we can put a gadget around every dog, and and let them go. And as they move around, they can clean things, and then the city can also be clean. This gadget will be soft from downside, means where it will touch the dog's skin. So it is basically telling that the gadget that you can see here, is has different types. Like one is for use, can be used for sweeping, and other can be used like we say jharu that way, and also a dustpan, and there is also cleaning sponge in which it will dust things.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Plaksha. Okay, now Anam Sadan Atharva Mittal, your team leader, to come here.
So good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we will tell how can we reduce trash in the city. So we have made a project on teachable machine image project. It tells that are people throwing the trash in the trash can or anywhere else. So we can put some cameras on the red light poles and link it to the police's office. And the police can do a watch wherever the people are throwing the trash. And if somebody throws the trash anywhere except the trash can, they can be fined. So the people will learn that we should not throw the trash at any other place except the trash can. So the city can be clean from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Atharva. Now, Alia, Sarah, and Shivansh, whoever your team leader is.
Good morning, I'm Swan from Prometheus School in Noida, and we'll be working in a group with my classmates Sarah and Nada. As the topic is trash, the issues related to trash is the disposal of trash, and that is what we will be focusing on. We have also researched and found out that the trash which is the most harmful to the environment and is the trash that is littered around the most is plastic. Hence, we will find out substitutes for plastic. When we were searching, we also found out that most of the people discarded the resources that are no more doing the role it is majorly made for. When we were researching, we also found that most of the people discarded resources that are no more doing the role it is majorly made for. However, the resources had opportunities to work efficiently in other roles as well. To make the people aware of that, we will also show the best out of waste with very common products that they usually throw away. How will we present the solution? We will create a video there. We'll first ask normal public two questions. How do they dispose of their waste? And how do they think it can affect the environment? We know for a fact they will surely mention how plastic waste is harmful to the environment. And to a solution to that, we will next show a DIY substitute for plastic. We will show two to three best out of the waste product, and at the end we will explain the correct way of trash disposal. So yes, that's our idea. And we will try to make a dustbin which will have a sensor on top. So when there are some people who keep on throwing dustbins, even if the dustbins are overflowing. So we will try to make a dustbin that has a sensor on top, so that if the trash is touching the top of the dustbin, they will start telling the people not to throw. And if even if people
It will start beeping whenever it overflows.
yeah, and it will start beeping, and if people don't listen, it will start um, as in throwing it out again and again. The dustbin will throw their waste again. Thank you.
Okay, that's a really nice idea, Shivansh. Now, I would request Kaira, Vedant, Savant, and Sia to present how they are approaching the problem.
So our idea was trash issue in cities. Okay, so first damn it.
one sec. The thing's lagging.
No problem.
Okay, great. So first the intro thing, solving the trash issue. So what exactly was our idea? So we designed a remote control trash bot kind of thing. So it's basically in spherical shape. So it can scour the streets and vacuum any line trash. So it has an inner vacuum which opens up and it's remote controlled. So you can control it via remote. So the diagram, so it looks something like this. Okay, it has a backpack thing at the back to store biodegradable trash mainly. Vacuum to drawing both waste and dust, and on its sides it has a brush which can basically brush away any leaves or anything off pathways. So yeah, so the workings. So the bot is spherical in shape. It has a backpack kind of a structure behind it that will be used for storage of picked up trash. It will mostly specialize in picking up trash such as tuna wrappers or plastic bags and bottles. It utilizes a vacuum to suck up waste and then can transport it to, oh my god, it's typo, okay. And then can transport it to landfills or other places. Okay, so materials. So various materials can use, for example, rubber, metal, built-in vacuum, etc. And it's very efficient in costing and all kinds of other things. Okay, so Vardhan, would you like to add anything?
No, thank you. You mentioned everything.
Yeah, okay. Sia, anything to say?
I would just like to say that the design was specifically designed so that the spherical shape would look friendly to passerbyers, and also that we may include like more humanistic features so that so it's appeals to the public.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, great. So that's it for us. Thanks.
Cool. Nice, Kiara. Now I would request Vardhan Chitkara.
Good morning, everyone. Sustainable development has been a goal for cities for the past decade. Of these development goals, the removal of trash and other garbage from the environment is essential. Within the methods that we brainstormed, we felt that three of them struck out as different and unique solutions that had not been effectively developed within our towns. Furthermore, these ideas are easier to apply and to practice as compared to large-scale projects, while they may have lower overall effects as a result of the same. Firstly, we could utilize machine learning programs through software which are freely available on the internet, such as CCTV machines, into CCTV cameras around intersections on the road. This is very cost effective as the only product that we have to add on to is a cheap Arduino board, which is 300 per unit. We'll also have to upload a lot of images, i.e. data, to detect certain objects such as chip packets, styrofoam, etc., and charge a fine on cars that dispose of said materials. While uploading images will take time, this is a strategy that is already effective in the United States for different causes. Moreover, by verbally listing the names of the individuals who the cars are registered to on a daily or a weekly basis through platforms such as YouTube or local news channels, the public will be more likely to avoid littering due to a simple psychological reaction of people where they want to avoid being publicly ashamed. Alternatively, after violating these conditions or not paying the fines for a certain period of time, the concerned house's garbage collection from a government entity could be temporarily or completely stopped, depending on the financial condition of the household. This would act in a similar method to a normal fine with a harsher form of punishment for the defectors. Secondly, we can use recycled newspaper or donated cloth items and produce bag of these materials and give them to households. This will cause overall uses of plastic bags to decrease. This, in synergy with pre-existing extra charge for plastic bags, may cause a noticeable drop in the consumption of plastic bags. Additionally, a method connected with the ideas of CCTV machine learning, aiming to direct trash away from the streets, may be employed by partnering up with major car dealers within the locality and asking them to implement a dustbin meant for trash, while also employing strategies to avoid discomfort to the passengers. In this way, there will be no cause of protest in terms of comfort while traveling via cars, and also allow the trash to be directly stored within the car. With this strategy, a car owner may empty the car dustbin after the end of their journey into a dustbin outside, saving the quantity of trash being emptied onto the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Daksh. Now, the next team is Krisha Raj and Yugaditya.
Today in this video you will be knowing about our idea for the City Cup Challenge. I have noticed the trash near the rivers is a big problem in India. Our water bodies are getting ruined day by day. Most of the rivers in India are polluted. Most of the trash goes into the rivers through the river banks. We have developed an idea for this to stop. We are designing our model on Tinkercad as we do not have the tools. So basically our idea is to create a machine which function near the river bank and collect trash from there. If we design the machine in real life, we should approximately have the length ABD width as 15 feet. Our machine will use solar panels for energy. It will have blades attached to the blocks which will grab all the garbage and put it in the trash can. The blocks will move up towards the trash can and then come back to collect Tiga trash again after dropping it. Just like an elevator. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your ideas. I really appreciate your efforts that you are trying to make the city better in your own way. So I will say that we are now open to question and answer. If anybody has a question regarding what should be the next steps or regarding if your idea is feasible or not, we can start it now. We can simply raise our virtual hand and then we can start the question and answer session.
I was just wondering, so like the next step of this process, so like where will a next session be conducted? Like a week 2 or something?
Okay, so Sia, the next session, you have a time span of 1 week from now. Okay, so what is going to happen for the next 1 week? What you do is you work on some form or other on your idea, whatever you are comfortable with, whatever tool you are comfortable in using. Okay, and the next session is going to happen on the next Saturday. So each Saturday is going to be one session, 12:30 to 1:30 with the mentors. Okay, so then what you do is you bring up the work done by you across the week to the mentors. The mentors will analyze it. Okay, and then the mentors will guide you based on that. And for the next 2 weeks, we have mentors from different fields. So that will be really great for all of you to hear the perspective of people from different fields. Some of them are deans of dean and principals of engineering colleges who have worked with thousands of engineers across their career. Some of them are hobbyists, some of them are entrepreneurs. So you will have a basic idea on where you should take your project and what should be the next step for your project. Okay, before you reach the final stage of the competition.
Thank you. Can I ask a question?
So Plaksha, before you go, have a very slight input. This is for everybody, not just for Sia. Basically, what's going to happen is in the next 1 week, you all have proposed your projects and the lovely projects, very well researched. Thank you so much. In the next 1 week, you're going to be researching further into your projects. You've all suggested technologies, ideas. You're going to read about it, read what the world is doing in it. This is going to give you a time to make literally what we business people call a white paper around it, that this is how the idea will function. People have given machines, you've given papers, you've given everything. So you need to now clarify your own idea, take the help of the internet, Google, search what the world is doing, make this idea more formative, and the same presentation or parts of it will be given again in the next week, but this time to our mentors. And our mentors will be telling you how you can do this idea. Luckily, all of you have come out with an idea which is doable. Science, technology, and money allows that idea. So we will not actually be building it out, but we will be making if we can make a prototype of it, or if we can make a paper model out of it, a cardboard model out of it, or just a paper around it. Whatever we can with our limited resources because of the lockdown, we would work on that project in the next 3 weeks now with the help of mentors. For the next 1 week, I won't say it's a homework, but it's something that you have to do is you have to work on the project, make it clearer, make your ideas clearer, see where you're going with it and see where the world is going with it. So probably the idea that you've suggested, somebody else in the world is already doing it. Read about it. That does not make your idea bad or wrong. It just makes your idea even better because somebody is doing it. That means it's doable. So find out how the world is doing it. So that is what you'll be working on the next 1 week. And once the mentors come in, we actually start working on your idea, not on what the world is doing, not on what we suggest, but on what you are doing. Okay, so that's my 2-bit input on this.
Ma'am, I was asking we need to work on our project, but if I have made my project on a paper, So how can I do it more on it? How can I
So
do more? And I've already colored on it.
okay, so Plaksha, what we suggest is that I personally I like your idea to using stray animals and pets to clean the roads and everything. Now, what you can do is you can basically build out all these cleaning arms, maybe out of cardboard or maybe use paper mache to build it out. Okay, and maybe if you can demonstrate it that how this is going to be look and how this is going to be implemented. So when you
Sir,
talk
can I
about
just do
using
like I can make like I can cut that like the same figure on a paper on a cardboard and then it will look.
Yes, yes. So maybe a 3D representation would be really good when it comes in front of mentors. Also, you have to think of it as a business model, not just a solution, not just for social work, but also as a business model. Just think in that direction that if you are going to use animals, the training of animals also comes into play, right? Dogs are trained around the world to sniff out bombs. Maybe they can be trained to sniff out trash and just clean it. All right? Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Alia had a question earlier. Alia, you can go ahead and please ask.
So I had two questions.
Okay.
The first one was by when are we supposed to make the final product?
All right. So the final product is basically going to be a video presentation where you maybe demonstrate or explain how your solution works. What you will do is by the end of week 3, when the week 3 ends, in the start of 4th week, what you will do is you will upload that video. You shoot a video using your phone, using a small camera, maybe even the webcam on your laptop. Okay.
But sir,
So you
our product itself is a video only, which we were thinking of posting on social media and
so
spreading
maybe
awareness.
maybe you can just record your solution in that case, okay, and upload it on YouTube and make it private or unlisted. And you can make an unlisted video, okay, and share the link with us. And on the final day, in the 4th week call, you can present it in the front of all the mentors and judges available.
Sir, but I don't really know how to use YouTube and I have not my own account on YouTube.
Oh, not a problem, Plaksha. We will be having a session around it. We will have it. Okay,
And
in the
my
3rd week
second-
we will have a session. Yeah.
Yeah, my second question was we are making it on. So, firstly, we're not making a product, we're making a video, and
Okay.
majorly, what we wanted to do was to just spread awareness because the best solution to this is that people stop doing this, stop littering. So that's why we wanted to spread awareness. So that's okay, right? If we're not making a product and we're
Definitely okay. It's perfectly okay.
So Alia, we can use your video as the start point of introducing any product that we might make. So see, every product needs an idea, and for the idea to be told to the people, first you need to tell them what the problem is. So your video can eventually become a great introduction to what we're doing.
All right. And also think of it as an opportunity to interact with people. So think of it in this way, that if if a celebrity says something, so if Amitabh Bachchan comes and says that you have to go and drink the polio drop if you are 5 years and younger, and you have to take your child if the child is below 5 years, everybody goes and does that. Okay. So think of it as an opportunity. So draft an idea paper around it, just like Ms. Harpreet just said, that you need to basically have a white paper around it, a presentation or a chart, any form of presentation that implements how you are going to bring these celebrities or these social, influencers in sorts on your platform and join hands with you to basically spread awareness about all these things. So that also becomes an idea. That also becomes a solution.
I have another input here.
Yeah.
So, like you must be aware of all these challenges, social media challenges, and everything
Exactly.
that come out, right? Like the ice bucket challenge or the bottle cap challenge. So maybe you could also think of ways in which how you can, push other people to create awareness around them in the context of trash. So yeah, the opportunities are endless, of course. That's it.
And you guys talked about, your team basically talked about videos, just a single video, and maybe instead of a single video you release a series of videos, where each week there's going to be, so just like we are doing each month a new challenge to solve the city problems, maybe a series of videos on just solving the problem of trash.
My question is that, like you were talking about the videos. So in my presentation which I created, there were 3 videos which were telling about the 3 dustbins. So, so what about that?
So, Aditya, the thing is, because their idea was to create a video which will go ahead as a awareness
Yeah.
kind of content on social media
Yeah.
platforms.
So, but
They-
my video is telling something else.
Yeah. So the thing is, you basically propose the solution, a hardware solution, right? Now, because you have limited access, you are locked down in your homes, you don't have access to a certain lab or a makerspace. What you can do is you can start designing, because you use Tinkercad, I saw. Okay.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can start designing the internal parts of these dustbin and these pipes, and what will be
Like a model of it, physical model,
exactly
small model.
not physical model. If you can do that with the help of cardboard, that would be really good. Okay.
We can have the shoe boxes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Also, if you can, explain how much budget will go into building all this. Okay, that becomes a really important point, right? How much, and basically, after how much distance this dustbin would be, installed in the city. Is this for example, we sit in Okla, and just a few meters ahead from our office, there is a huge landfill site. Okay, so it makes no sense to install this facility over here, because we have a landfill site right next door. Whenever we want to throw our trash, we can just collect it in a bag and just deposit there to the municipality office. So maybe you need to, so how your idea will be taken forward is to pinpoint the areas where this solution would be installed, what is the budget, and maybe a small cardboard prototype of how it works.
Basically, my idea is to finish the trash from the world. Like,
Right.
I didn't said that we can like now also that from the roads are being cleaned. There are people who are cleaning it. There are machinery is who are cleaning it. But the trash is still going in the landfills or the river. It's being collected on some place. So the
Right.
world is not clean yet. So
Right.
that's why I created this solution.
Very nice, wonderful. Okay, anybody else who would like to ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So basically, my question was that we were thinking of creating an online model on Tinkercad. So will that work? Because our actual solution is to create a real model, but we don't have the equipments and tools. And if we want to use it in the real life, it will like take a lot of material and all. So we are planning a big machine, approximately 15 feet by 15 feet. So can we just create an online model on it? And if the model is successful, if the mentors like it, we can actually show it, and we can create it in the lab.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. So you are aware about scaling down and everything, right? I have mentioned it to you when we had our class. Scale down the object and just show it on the
Yeah.
thing, on the Tinkercad. You can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. You just have to make a scale down model.
Okay, sir.
Sir, to
Yes.
create the final, to create like for our thing, we are making a video. So to create the final video, do we have to do it by the end of September or by the date from when we started?
So end of September is just right now. Next week, October is going to start.
Yeah, that's what.
So by the 4th week, so this is first week. Next Saturday is going to be second week. Then the third week. When the third week call ends, you will have before the final call, before the fourth call, you will have time to. You will be allowed a specific time to upload your solution on the YouTube and share the link with us. Kyra.
Yeah, so next weekend, you said the next meeting would be on Saturday, right? So
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it similar like this, or is it a one-to-one meeting with a mentor or something like
So basically, mentors will be there, and each team will be allotted a time frame in which they will have to, present their progress, their idea to the mentors, and the progress of where you have reached, and then the mentors will analyze and give their inputs at that time itself.
Great.
Yeah.
Tripti, it'll be great if you can explain it to everybody how the next call is going to be and when and where it's going to happen. So in the last bit, just explain it to everybody so that everybody understands.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think Laksha raised her hand again. Yeah.
Yeah, Plaksha, please ask your question. What was your question, Bacha?
My question was just that, like we in the third week call, we will know how to put something on YouTube and how
Okay.
to make it.
Plaksha, what we will do is we will organize a session for everybody by the third week. When the third week call ends, after that we'll have a small session of around 15 to 20 minutes in which I will explain everyone how to upload an unlisted video on YouTube. Okay. So, nice. I think most people are not aware of using unlisting feature on YouTube. So we will just have a small speed session of 15 minutes where I will explain, how to do that. And if the questions are finished, Triptiji, can you please close the session? And before closing the session, please explain the next steps to the participants.
Yeah, sure. So for the next week, firstly, I would request participants to have their idea completely mapped and ready for the further planning and prototyping by the next week. And in the next week, as Sufyanji said, as everyone said, that you will be interacting with the mentors and allotted a time frame of about 5 to 7 minutes where you can share your progress with the mentors and you can ask your questions, or maybe they have some better approach that you can go like that or another way. And we will also बीच में जैसे Sufyanji said कि most of the people don't know how to post a video, how to upload a video. We can have small sessions around that, and we'll be continuing the same thing, the same format to the next week, the third week. And at the end of the third week, you will have to complete your solution. You will have to share the video with us. And then in the fourth week, you will be presenting your complete solution with everyone. And a panel of judge will be उसको देखेंगे कि कौन सा idea is the better one, and the winner will get a prize of worth 5,000 rupees. So is there any question around this, the progress of the challenge?
Okay, so Sarah has just typed a question. Sarah, the mentors are open to everybody. Each team will get a certain time frame. So there are 4 to 5 members on each mentors on each call, and each team will get some time to pitch their ideas to the mentors, and the mentors will guide you based on that. Each individual team is not getting one mentor. There is a panel of mentors who will be listening to everybody. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining for the opening session for City Cup Challenge. I'm looking forward to see the solutions developed by all of you, and we will see you next week at the same time, 12:30 to 1:30. And thank you so much.